Getting this part all set up. Ba-doop boop. Okay. Welcome to the Work With Me Live. We're gonna get things going in just a minute. As soon as this thing decides to settle. I hope everyone's having a good Sunday. I did say I'd go live at 8:30. It is a little later, but I'm under 10 minutes late, so I'm gonna count it as okay. And I am sorry, but life happens. Hello. We are gonna get work started in just a minute, but I do have to do my whole setup thing, which does include the usual lighting of a candle. Although I will say we're getting kind of low, so might have to use a fancy match. Nope, the fancy match is under the table. I'm gonna use a lighter. Actually, no, I'm gonna do this, which is reuse an old match. Killing it. Crushing it. Okay. Great. Amazing. I hope everyone's got stuff to work on. And if not, I'm sure you'll find something. The thing with long matches is that's a whole lot of wood to throw away. And I feel like I go through them so quickly when my candles get down to nothing. Because the other candle that I haven't burned in a while, because it's truly on its last legs, is this one. And this is a long way down. I got this one on, honestly, Anthropologie. I stay on Anthropologie and Urban Outfitters mailing lists solely for the 40% off sales that they do, because you can get such incredible deals on a lot of good home stuff during those. And that's pretty. We'll go with Santorini tonight. I really love that. So I tend to enjoy those sales, and their candles go nuts when they're on sale and then another 40% off. They're as reasonably priced as the ones you find at Marshalls and stuff. So always good, always good. Yeah, I mean, my friend got me some long matches. I find them elegant, Hello. Welcome to the Work With Me. We are going to get started. I did just write my Monday morning prompt and take photos, so I do have that ready to go. I have to write the newsletter. Here's my to-do list. If you guys want to put what you're working on in the comments, I'm gonna write the Monday morning newsletter from the Meeting Medic. It's so funny. Every time I'm like, I haven't written a blog in forever. I'm like, you've written 19 this year. I've written one for every single Monday. Isn't it crazy? God, I hate that we're almost halfway through the year. Where has the time gone? I have to do that. And then I have to write the monthly mailer for facilitator cards, which I didn't, secret, I didn't do. Usually that's out on the first of the month. And I was like, I'll make it send out on Monday. So I have to do that, which also is going to make me confront the fact that I have not kept up with the Instagram this month. So I'm going to have to go find some old Instagrams. April literally disappeared. And I feel like I'm glad that I recorded so much of me working on the fucking hands essay, because there is part of me that was like, yeah, that did take hours of my life. And it was not, sometimes I'm like, writing's easy and in a way. Talking's easier, let me fucking tell you that. So anyway, I'm gonna work on the Monday morning prompt. I'll hopefully be done in the next 25 minutes, and then I can work on the monthly mailer. And then after that, I'm gonna maybe do some writing. Slash, I need to reply to comments. I used to be so good about it. I used to spend 30 minutes to 2 hours every day just going through my YouTube comments and replying to people, and it was really nice, and it felt like a good sense of community. And I just haven't done it in a really long time. And I think the longer I go without doing it, the more I'm like, it's too late. People have moved on. But no, I know that's not true. I know that's just sunk cost fallacy fucking with my brain. So don't let the sunk cost fallacy fuck with your brain. And in that spirit, let's kick off the first round. 25 minutes of work. Have fun. Feel free to leave stuff you want to talk about on break in the comments, because that's how we do it around here. Or I will just yap when we get to that point. Yay! Congratulations, way to go on getting through your beat sheet. Let's see how much we can do. Honestly, that's also why I do these lives, is to get myself off of TikTok. So I'm right there with you. Okay. Boop. Everything is falling. Things could not have been more dramatic in that moment. Nope. Week 19. Can't be dreams. Okay. More rhymes. Screen. Oh, moving like a tremendous machine. Yeah, we'll go with a Secretariat reference for this week. Why not? Why not? Good morning. It's Monday, May 4th, 2026. Very first Monday in May. We made it through April. Well, this isn't today's prompt. This is first Monday when I spent 3 minutes writing a brain. Let's just get things out of your head and onto paper. That way you can reference instead of remember. Way less energy, easier to focus, and kind of fun to see everything you've got going on written down. Some big changes are happening around here this month. In fact, today, right now, when you're reading this, I'm starting my first day at my new job. The Monday morning newsletters will still be coming out every Monday, and I'll still moonlight as the medic, but I'm really excited to enter a new phase of my career and get to experience something I haven't done in over 6 years, working in an office with a team of more than 2 people. I am planning to do some weekend workshops in May and June, so let me know in the comments if there are any that you missed and want me to host again. Weekend professional development, high rise. I hope that everyone's off to a great start this month, and to help us help ourselves, let's spend just 1 minute answering this week's prompt. The prompt: grab your prompt notebook and favorite pen. This week we're writing a very short list. Three things I want to keep in mind this week, and that's it. If you have a timer, if you love to set a timer because beating the buzzer helps you focus, go ahead and pop 1 minute on that thing, or use the timer below and get your pens ready. Okay, and write the afters. Go ahead and read back through your list. If you're looking for some bonus points, go ahead and read your list out loud. Mumbling it counts. Speaking out loud can feel awkward, but it's really a shortcut to reinforcing our own beliefs. When we speak out loud to ourselves or about what we're doing, it literally helps our brains focus and comprehend what it is. And comprehend. Comprehension. Oh, I have to find that clip of Caleb Aaron. Caleb Aaron. Fuck, do I have that clip of Caleb Aaron? Caleb Aaron speaking on. There we go. Thank you to this person on TikTok.
I talk to myself really gently now.
What is going on over on TikTok? Harshest part is going to be so tough to break out of the cycle of judgment. Speaking. Great news is we already know what we're supposed to be keeping in mind. We have a great sense of what we want to do. My hope is with these prompts that by spending just a few reflective minutes on a Monday morning, we will set ourselves up to accomplish what we're setting out to do. It won't always be possible to get everything done, but it's so nice to know we really tried. Life is about experience, and experiences require effort. Make the effort to keep these things in mind because you've already made it clear to yourself that these things are important. Is this a subtle way of giving myself a pep talk because I have some anxiety about being new at a job? Yep, for sure, you bet. But I've approached this year with the belief that if I would benefit from it, that probably means others will too. It's why I do productivity live streams, where we do the Pomodoro method. It's why I ran workshops this year where we set monthly goals, and it's definitely why I hosted a workshop about journaling. As Am I gonna sell something in my thing that I never sell, but I think is actually really good? Okay. Oh, so good to know. I'm thrilled about this news. It has now taken me about 25 minutes to write the Monday morning prompt the last few weeks, and that feels really good. And I'm sorry that I'm already talking, but there's only 30 seconds left before break. Great news. Congratulations. You've almost done 25 minutes straight of work. Low power mode. Bing bong, break time. Good job, everyone. Way to push yourself to do something on a Sunday night that required focus. That's really cool. Glad we're all doing this together. I really don't want to write this next newsletter, I'll be honest. Hey, you got to put that time in at some point, right? Like, that's one of the interesting things about doing creative work like that is like, it does require planning. It does require research. And I think sometimes it's hard, especially when now like so much of our like resources have moved into that like Instagram space. Like, you do have to spend time on Instagram because that's where all the people are. Like, people aren't on the blogs anymore that make you feel like you're doing research. It's like, no, I have to, like, when I was planning, I went to Dublin last summer, 2 summers ago. Time isn't real. And I was trying to plan like restaurants I wanted to go to and just like things like that. And I was like, oh, the only way to do this is to watch a million 1-minute clips of, of people talking about restaurants in Dublin and then making a list and then doing because like TripAdvisor doesn't have it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the place to find it. So good job. I wrote the whole newsletter. I had already done the prompt, which was good. So that made it a bit easier. But glad that this is done. And now I just have to write the other newsletter, which will take me a little bit more time, I'm sure, but hopefully not like that much more time, I'll be honest. Hell yeah. Woohoo! Third act. I feel like third act is like my least favorite to write. But I did see a thing where an author the other day was talking about why she writes the breakup first in her romance novel. And she made some very compelling arguments of like, that's the whole thing. Like, that will sum up your whole plot really in a romance novel, is like, why are they fighting? And I thought that was an interesting subversion for sure. I've never seen someone suggest that before necessarily. And I kind of loved it. Oh my God. Yay. I also love the body doubling. I actually do have to, I have to pee so bad. I'm sorry to be crass about it. So I am going to do that. So in 2 minutes, we start again. But yeah, fun. Cool. Okay. I will be back in like hopefully 2 minutes or so, but I'm sorry that the break is not going to be as chatty as I was hoping, but I can't take you with me on this next part of my life journey. Krishna. Yay. I'm accepting limits, 'cause someone says they're so. Damn. Oof. Oh, I mean, you do need to eat, don't you? I'm sorry. I had dinner and you didn't. That's my bad. Hi, Reem. What are you doing? Break time. Congratulations. You did another 25 minutes worth of work. So if you've been working the whole time, you've done almost an hour. Ooh. Okay, that craft sounds really interesting. That sounds cool. I love a hood situation. I think I mostly got the mailer done, which is great news for me. I now just have to put it in a ConvertKit, which is fine, which is good, maybe even. But yeah, excited that I'm done with that, and it doesn't have to be incredible. It just has to be done, you know. Um, hopefully, some people click into the website from it. Hopefully, some people find something helpful. That's it. Nice. Yeah, definitely show me when it's done. That's so fun. I broke one of my Rode microphones. It I don't know that you can actually see it at all in this lighting, but like see how that little thing is missing and this side it's like completely like locked in. So I can't the little spring thing no longer fits in here. Like I can't get that to stay on the thing. So I feel pretty bummed that it was that easy for it to break. Because these aren't cheap. They're like the cheapest thing Rode makes, but like Rode isn't a cheap brand. Um, but I'm like kind of annoyed. So I might have to go online and see what my warranty says. I do love the orange mic. I do like that it's become my signature. Have I seen a lot of orange mics pop up in the last few months? Yes. Am I taking credit for that? No, but I do find it interesting. I tend to never think of myself as as a trendsetter, and then throughout my life, I've been proven wrong on that front. Like it's very funny to me the things that like people who were friends with me didn't do until we kind of stopped being friends. Like I dyed my this is like now I'm just talking about myself, but like in high school I like dyed my hair red. Like I had red hair from 7th grade all the way through like 2 years out of college. I would dye my hair like every single month. I miss having red hair, but I don't miss dyeing my hair. And all of my friends who I was friends with in high school, like who never dyed their hair, all dyed their hair red the second we like left for college. I was like, yeah, they couldn't when I had it, because it would have been like they were copying me. But as soon as they were in a different state, they were putting fire engine red dye on their fucking scalp. Um, so I don't think I started an orange, but like Rhode has like 3 available colors. You know what I mean? But I see it now a lot, and I'm always like, interesting. When'd you get that? But what I really should have gotten was like the slightly larger one that clips into a microphone a lot easier. Because then I could hold a microphone. Um, yeah. Wait, what's your license plate? That's so funny. I was just talking about novel license plates with one of my friends because in Vermont there's a ton of novel license plates because it used to be really, really cheap to do that. And so one of our neighbors, they had 2 cars because they were a couple, and one of them had Burr and the other one had It's Cold. So when they parked next to each other, it said Burr, It's Cold, which was great. Um, and I had a babysitter who had Banana because her name was Hannah. Yeah, Vermont has a lot of good puns. Hell yeah. That's a nice. um I never did the novelty license plate myself. I'm writing a joke about this right now, but I haven't driven in 10 years. Which is incredible for me because I drove so much as soon as I could drive. Like I was driving everywhere all the time and I used to take road trips constantly. Like I was driving, and now I'm like I'm terrified of driving. It seems so scary, and I'm like I can't believe we allow 16-year-olds to do this. That feels bad. Like, they shouldn't be behind the wheel. They're not allowed to operate heavy machinery. That's crazy. But I know that like when I was 16, I was like, I'm completely mature enough for this. And like I am, but I was also like a little more, unaware of just how much danger I was in at any given point while inside of a vehicle. But I have a lot of anti-car thoughts that really only make it so that I can live in New York forever and nowhere else, in America at least. I do find this whole like Europeans being like, we can walk to the stadium, being like, no, you fucking can't. Like, it's so funny whenever people are like, Americans are proud of the fact that they can't walk anywhere. And it's like, do you hear us being proud of it? Like, no, we're fucking not. No one hates America's infrastructure more than Americans. Like, what do you think? What do you think you get to hate America more than us? We win everything. Okay. Anyway. That was a joke that went on too long. Okay, 25 more minutes of work. This will probably be my last stretch. But maybe because I gotta go to bed. I gotta wake up really early tomorrow for my first day. Okay. Good luck, everybody. I mean, what are you crying about? I love you, but what could you possibly be crying about?
They don't need to like copy. Need one emoji to right? So, spectrum. are on the spectrum. Strongly agree to strongly disagree. Hey there, big old here.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. Oh, this is an ugly mailer. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Stop facing all the facts. Hit me like a cosmic king. Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Okay, I want you to hey there, Meg Goldrick here from Facilitator Cards. So I am going to show you a way.
Hey facilitators, oh wow, it's already the first Monday. It's the first Monday of May already. We've spent a lot of time this year hosting virtual workshops. Without fail, every chat has asked the same question. How do you get your slides in your window? Am I done? Is that really all I needed to do? That's nice. That's nice. Is that how you spell it? I feel like I can't find that article. Bing bong, break time. Good job. I'm trying to I feel like I read somewhere at some point that Hudson can't swim and that's why Shane doesn't swim in the show, and now I can't find it. Um and I'm really irritated. Because I don't want to say it if it's not true. You know what I mean? Like now I'm worried that I just read it somewhere. I am singing Supernova Girl. I was. I anytime I mention Zoom, me and my sister used to go Zoom, 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 and like, yeah, protozoa. I was Wake Me Up, Shake Me Up, the second movie because I also know that one. Um, Or was that the third terrible movie? Um, hell yeah. Um, I feel like I feel like I read it somewhere that like he was like, yeah, I wasn't swimming because I don't really swim. But then like in the Lofty music video, he's in the pool. So like he's not afraid of water. It was also freezing fucking cold when they filmed that. Like there's no way that was fun to film. Um, Also it makes sense, like down in Tampa, he's not in the water, like just in terms of like adaptation book stuff. Um, I think that was kind of my last round of work for the night. I have to clean my apartment a little bit. I have to like um make sure like my dishes are done. I want to bring all of my like recycling out and just kind of make my apartment look nice. So tomorrow when I wake up, I can just like work out, shower, start my day, not have to think about like the bits and bobs. Um I didn't get a laptop stand and I meant to, so I think I'm going to have to probably makeshift some kind of laptop thing tomorrow. Um but that'll be fine. Yeah, I think with the tattoos, like I can see that, but Connor has a bunch of tattoos. Like, but yeah, that could be it. I think like there's enough tech now in terms of makeup to cover it. Thank you for the luck tomorrow. I'm very nervous. I have a meeting with my manager at 9:30 in the morning. It's a remote day is the other thing. So like I'm nervous, but like at least it'll be a remote day. So I have a meeting with my manager at 9:30 and I get to wake up and like turn on my computer and like set up my emails and stuff. They were like, "Don't turn on your work laptop until the day you start." And I was like, "Okay." So I haven't even like opened the box. I probably should, but my plan is to wake up at like 5:30 tomorrow and go for like an hour-long walk. If it's nice, and if it's not nice, I'm probably still gonna go for like an hour-long walk. I'm gonna go get a giant coffee in the morning as a little treat to myself and walk around. And then I'm going to shower at like 6:30 and then at 7:30 I'm going to be like ready to start work. Which will be good. And I'm going to eat at some point as well. as as per usual, I will ingest food. But yeah, I'm excited about all of those things. I don't have great food in my house right now, and I don't know that I will have time to go grocery shopping in the morning. So we'll see. It might be an okay breakfast, but I will eat. That is one of my goals is to eat 3 meals a day. Um, because I'm bad at that. I'm so bad at consuming food at a normal time and pace. Um, yeah, I mean, I have eggs. What I really need is like some kind of thing. Um, I'm sorry, this week's a state nightmare week. Best of luck. Best of luck to you. Yeah, I feel like there's so much to do in the world. And I need to buy garbage bags. Um, so that'll be a thing too. But I could always run to the bodega tonight, maybe. There is a 24-hour bodega that's not far from me. Um, I could also grab like a breakfast sandwich while I'm out, but that's not gonna leave me feeling my best. Um, but I do need to buy garbage bags, so I will have to stop somewhere at some point, which is good. It's always good to have a destination when you're out on a little walk. Um, um, yeah. Oh my god, it's so many choices. Also, like, I don't like to eat in the morning. I've come a long way, but I in college I had a really bad anxiety thing where I would throw up in the morning, like, and it wasn't like actual throw, it was just like bile, but like it was gnarly. And so really got out of the habit of ingesting anything before like noon besides like water and unfortunately, everybody's always mad about it, but I did drink coffee. Um so that's one of those things. I Here's the thing. I love a breakfast sandwich. I think breakfast sandwiches are one of my most eaten things, but I tend it's not that I feel bad after them. It's just that sometimes I don't feel amazing. But I do live by I'm spoiled. The one thing about New York is that it does spoil you for breakfast sandwich options. So I have a bakery on the corner that does these like kind of like pre-packaged egg, bacon, cheese things, and they'll do it on like their fresh croissants, which are really good. And they just run that through like the toaster to warm it up. So like I usually take that home and do it in the air fryer. Um, hell yeah, breakfast salad breakfasts are so good. Also a big fan of soup for breakfast. Breakfast can be anything that you're in the mood for. Um, but yeah, I have the bakery with croissant. That's a sweat. I have a bodega nearby that does bacon, egg, and cheese, but I never really go there for like bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll. But it's an option. There's a really good bagel place that's like point 0.7 miles from me, and they're really good. Love a salad kit. I'm such a big believer in like get get the thing, get the salad kit, get the pre-cut vegetables. Like if it'll make it easier for you to ingest vegetables, like get whatever makes it easy. Make it easy for yourself to eat to eat veggies. I like woke up recently and my lips felt weird and I realized I was like probably low on iron because I had like not been great about my health that week. And it was the scariest thing I'd had happen to me recently where I was like, I am like chronically dehydrated and definitely malnourished at the moment. That's not good. Um, and so I've been better. I've been better about drinking more liquids this week, including mostly water. But my I threw out my straw to my giant water bottle by accident, and that one's on Coach Claire, but that is a huge reason. So I do need to get a big fucking straw for that. Um, but I love like a semi-savory thing in the morning. Like I don't like anything too sweet, but I don't necessarily need to go like the other side of it. Um, I'm picky, but I do love a bagel. I love so many bagels. I have I'm very lucky that I live near 2 very different bagel places. So there's like a Montreal bagel place near me, that's kinda like a chain now, but it didn't used to be a chain, and I still think they're quite good. Um, and I'll go to them t they have tuna melts, and one thing about me, I love a tuna melt, always have, always will. Um, and so I will go to them to get my bagel sandwiches because they're not like thick bagels. Because the other bagel place, and I love this bagel place, and I don't want to say the name of it because it's identifiable kind of vibes. Huge fucking bagels. Like so massive. And like if you get a sandwich on them, it's just like a jawbreaker. Like you can't really do it. But they have deliciously disgusting strawberry cream cheese. And like usually I'm not a fan of like an artificial flavor, but theirs has, like, real chunks of strawberry in it, and, like, that on a toasted sesame bagel, so good. They also have some of my favorite now I'm like, I think they open at 7. Fuck, I really want their coffee tomorrow morning. Um, I could shower and then go on a walk, but I'm not gonna do that. Um, my need to do a full wash of my hair every morning is terrible. I'm like I feel like people get so like, "What's your bagel order?" And I'm like, "It is like, it is dependent on the day." But I love a tuna melt on a bagel, on, like, an open faced bagel. Incredible, classic, honestly. Love chicken salad with iceberg lettuce. Tuna salad is iffy for whatever reason. Hot tuna from a certain bagel places, absolutely. Cold tuna from certain other bagel places, nightmare. I love a bacon egg and I do like a sausage egg and cheese on a bagel more than a bacon egg and cheese, but it can't be like a really thick bagel because then it's just like I don't like eating bagels necessarily as like a whole thing. I kind of have to be able to break it in two. Um, I'm so sorry that you don't have walkable food. I also hate car culture. That's why I live in New York. It is truly the number one reason I can't stand cars. And yeah, I think like making your own shit is so much fun. I've never made my own bagels. I made my own pretzels during the pandemic and those came out really good. For a while, I thought about starting a food blog. So I have some like really incredible food recipe development days that I used to do. I haven't made onion jam in a while. I'm sure the next time I do, maybe I'll film it. But I talk shit about people who don't have good knife skills, so I'm like, well, then my knife skills are up for debate. I have good knife skills, but I don't always like tuck my thumb exactly the way I should, and that is something that I'm like, "Mm." Um, I mean, it's hard. It's hard to like it's hard to balance. Um I think having like you pay different things for different things, right? Like there's a cost to the convenience that I live in, which is like I'm surrounded by people all the time. Like, but it's a cost I'm willing to bear kind of vibes. Um, but yeah, I lived upstate in Ithaca for 3.5 years, and the food was kind of all over the place. I worked at one of the very popular restaurants in town. Um, so I ate a lot of tacos. And yeah. Yeah, LA I've heard is like basically unwalkable unless you're in certain areas, which is tough. But it's also so hot. Like how could you walk all the time? Um, yeah, high rent costs for sure. I think the thing about like when I consider my rent, I'm like, oh, that's so smart. I should get a parasol. I have a big old fucking sun hat that I wear sometimes. Well, if you drive over to Ithaca ever, um, you can check out Viva. I wouldn't say they're incredible Mexican food. They didn't have cilantro on the premises when I worked there, but it was like delicious. It was kind of Tex-Mexy. Um, and by that I do mean like it was just kind of like it was like, if white people opened a Mexican restaurant and one of them who was named Thomas insisted that you call him Tomas. But the Cheatin' vegan nachos, fucking stellar. I still think about those. Their quesadillas, really fucking good. Um, yeah, I was a vegetarian when I worked there, and that was really fun. Had a great time. What an environment to work in. I think working in a restaurant is really important character development for everyone. The only thing I ever enjoyed in Rochester, because my ex's mom was from Rochester, so we go up to visit her sometimes. Obviously, like garbage plates. Garbage plates are really delicious. Um, and I that's the type of food I enjoy. And when we lived in Ithaca, I like road tripped out to Rochester to get a garbage plate with a friend one time. And that was like a very core college memory for me. And there was like a fish place. There was like a fish and chip place that we did on Fridays. Um, and there was like a really good frozen custard stand. And I was like, oh, frozen custard is one of those things that like we just don't we just don't have in Vermont. We have creamies, like that's what we call soft serve. But in Vermont, like, I don't know, you're gonna get a creamy or you're gonna like go get Ben and Jerry's. And that was always fun. One time I drove out to Rochester just to go to the Sonic that was near there. Like I used to be so down a road trip for food, especially like in Vermont. Like I grew up in a place that didn't have anything to do at night. Like nowhere was open. There was like no drive-throughs, and the only drive-through that was open past like 9 p.m. Because so many places in Vermont, like you can't actually do drive-throughs. You can only do like walk-up windows. And so there was one drive-through, and it was out in Essex, which was like 35 minutes from my house, and we'd all load up into my car and go to Wendy's just for something to do, you know? Like I feel like that's what car culture really is like um you gotta go somewhere. Like we'd go get slushies at like Cumberland Farms and whatever, because we didn't have 7-Elevens, but we had Cumbies, so we go get gas and I would buy everybody a giant Slurpee. Um There was a really great Sunoco gas station in Ithaca that I'd always fill up at before I did my road trips down to New York City, because I did not pull over. I did one shot straight through, so I'd have a thing of water, and I would buy the largest Mountain Dew they had, like, on tap. Like, I would just fill up, like, a big gulp of Mountain Dew, and they had cherry syrup flavoring, so I'd make my own Mountain Dew Code Red, and if there's one thing about me, it's that I believe that Mountain Dew Code Red is the best soda ever invented, and yet it is languishing in, bottle hell because they rarely make cans of it, and honestly, canned Mountain Dew is kind of weird. Mountain Dew is one of those sodas that I'm like, "This is how I know I don't have healthy instincts when it comes to food," is like, I fucking love Mountain Dew. Like, I love cherry flavored soda. I can't believe that cherry Diet Coke is not more popular, but I am very proud of Coke for making Coke Zero Cherry because that is one of the best. Um, that's so funny. 7-Eleven, my ex grew up in Hawaii, and 7-Eleven in Hawaii is like a completely different experience. And it's like the top rated place for spam musubi in Hawaii. Like all of these like really classic things. It's never available where I am. I only see Code Red in the little bottles, and like as soon as you open those it's flat. You know what I mean? Like I tend to not drink full sugar sodas cuz like I have the picture of my teeth falling out of my head when I drink them sometimes. And Diet Mountain Dew is fine. um, I've never quite had a Baja Blast that made me get it. I think I'm missing something. I love a chemical taste, so it's not that. But there's something about every time I've gotten a Baja Blast, I'm like, I don't think this Taco Bell has good fountains. And I don't know if that's like part of the experience, and I'm just looking for something that I'm never gonna find. But I think I got served a diet Baja Blast once, and I was like, this literally tastes like aspartame. It was so funny. Um, oh, that yeah, honestly, Polar Seltzer is something that they didn't really have on the West Coast. Like, whenever I would find it, I would buy a bunch of bottles, but I fucking love Polar Seltzer. Lime Polar Seltzer to this day is still one of my favorite things in the world. Um, but my favorite Poland seltzer product is Orange Dry. It is the closest thing I've ever gotten to, my favorite soda of all time, which is Club Orange from Ireland. And I love Orange Dry, and I found them in cans, like, 3 times when I first moved into this apartment at the grocery store down the street, and then they stopped carrying them forever, and I was like, "Why?" So I do love a Polar Seltzer. Black cherry Polar Seltzer, classic mixer for me. Also just a classic, but, like, I used to use seltzer all the time as a mixer, and I feel like when, alcoholic seltzers came out, I was like, "Everybody gets it now." It's refreshing, it's light, you don't need a lot with your tequila if you're drinking decent tequila. A Polar Seltzer with lime goes incredible, but I don't really drink anymore, so I don't know. I don't It's so funny to me that I said mixer because 'cause I'm like, it's b cherry black cherry Polar Seltzer is actually just the only thing available at my father's house. Like, at any given time, that is the only thing available in my dad's fridge. Um, yeah, I mean, Fanta looks so different over here. Club Orange has bits in it, um, and there's, like, one place in New York that has it, and it's, like, up in the Bronx, and it's really far away, so I've never gone to get it, but in Ireland, they have Club Orange, Club Lemon, and Club Rock Shandy, which is lemon and orange, and it's so refreshing, and it's so good, and I feel like Americans would love it. And the closest thing they really have to it over here is Orangina, and Orangina over here never tastes that good, and the bits are always weird. It feels chalky. I don't know, there's something about it. Anyway, when I say I have an opinion on everything, I really do mean it. Sometimes I hear myself and I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, 10 minutes on soda, fair." Um, I was responding to YouTube comments for a bit at the end there, and somebody asked me if I do deep dives on The West Wing, and I felt overwhelmed immediately because I'm like, the thing about I think I really do think one of the things that keeps Heated Rivalry easy to talk about is that it's so contained right now. It's only 6 episodes, and I really only discussed 5 of them. And part of the reason that I think, like, I feel intimidated getting back into Gilmore Girls or, like, broaching, like, a West Wing or, like, Sex and the City is because I'm like, "There's so much to talk about." Like, there's so much there. Where do you even begin? Um, but yeah, the Italian sodas from Trader Joe's are really, really good. Um, yeah, I don't think they've seen it, so I feel like they might not have an understanding of, like, so The West Wing is 22 episode seasons, and each one of them is its own universe. But I only know the West Wing seasons 1 through 4 really well. Like that's my favorite. That's one of my favorite shows is West Wing seasons 1 through 4. And then 5 is kind of like 5 is it's a hard season. They're transitioning, they're trying new things. Season 6, kind of a dud, and season 7, incredible. I can watch Alan Alda be that guy all day. Um, the West Wing is fun. I love Josh Lyman. Like Josh Lyman is one of my favorite characters of all time. I could talk about him and Donna, but the thing for me is that I tend to get into Sorkin's writing in a way that's very um like I don't know that anyone wants my like Aaron daddy issues Sorkin takes. But boy oh boy does that man really have some thoughts about what it means to be a father. Um and I think like his best characters are often written around that. I love Toby. Also in the episode I just watched, which is like season 3 when they're reading out the subpoenas, is Toby's full name Toby? They call him Toby Zachary. Like Toby Zachary Ziegler. And I'm like, is his name not Tobias? Like is his name not is there another longer name for Toby? Like Toby just feels like such a nickname. And then to have a middle name that's longer, it just cracked me up. Um yeah, I think like right? Yeah, when they read the subpoena, they're like Toby Zachary Ziegler. Like, that's not um like, I like at least on the subpoena they just missed it. You know what I mean? It's probably just an error, but it caught my ear and I was like, huh? But I could also have misheard it. Maybe I just didn't hear them say Tobias. But yeah, his middle name is Zachary. Fun fact. Um It's so funny. Anytime I'm watching The West Wing and I remember that Sam Seaborn was supposed to be the lead, I'm like, I just start laughing. Like, like, oh no. Like, especially season 1 of The West Wing, everybody makes fun of Mandy, but we don't talk enough about Lori. Like, Aaron Sorkin was really trying to do some shit. It's so fascinating in season 3, there's like the Manchester episodes where everybody's like really tetchy with each other and CJ's bitter and did her job poorly one night and it haunted her for a whole month. Um, but she's saying to Leo, like, can you talk to him about his marriage? And Leo's like, we're private guys. We don't talk about our marriage. And I'm like, season 1, episode 2, 3, 4, and 5 is literally all about Bartlett and Leo talking about Leo's marriage. And it's so funny how like heavy handed it was in the beginning. And I know that West Wing stays heavy handed. Like, I'm not saying that it gets less schmaltzy, but I feel like the beginning, they really were trying to drive home, like, these are important people with important jobs, making important So, like, Leo literally looking his wife in the face and saying, like, yes, this job is more important than my marriage for the next 4 years is like, oh. Like, I just don't think they would have been that unsubtle later, but it's just really funny to have Bartlett be like, we don't talk about our marriages. And I'm like, you literally helped this man plan an anniversary make him up dinner. Um, Also hilarious when he's like, "How much does a cup of coffee cost at my fancy hotel?" And it's like 4.50, and I'm like, I mean, in 90s money, that is like gold. But yeah, a cup of coffee costs 4.50 just about anywhere in New York City now, including the bakery down the street from me where coffee used to be 2.50 when I moved into this apartment. I'm not old enough to have when I was like stories where things have doubled their price. Um, it feels unfair, you know? But yeah, I do think I will talk about The West Wing. I clearly have a lot to say about The West Wing. I think it's a fascinating show. I really like Abby. I really like Abby. I find Sorkin's inability to write women kind of endlessly fascinating and like I don't know the Donna of it all, the Ainsley Hayes of it all, the blonde Republican sex kitten who he just felt the constant need to be um so weird about. Because Sorkin's a weirdo. And it's fine. We can all just acknowledge that. But yeah, I think I do want to talk about Gilmore Girls more again as well. It's been a while since I watched and had thoughts, and I was working on like longer pieces about that as well recently. So I should get get back on the horse. Um, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see what I feel like making in terms of like um video content creation, timing stuff, and also just like with the new job. Oh, that's so exciting. I'm so excited to listen to it. Um well, yeah, he was writing Christian Chenoweth, and then they cast Kristen Chenoweth in season 7, which is weird because he wasn't there at the time. Um and Christian Chenoweth keeps revealing worse and worse political opinions as of late. So that's a shame. But that's so exciting. Okay, everybody subscribe to Megan's podcast. Delectable, Delirious, Delightful, Triple D's. On Spotify. It's a Gilmore Girls podcast and it's really good. And I'm getting the title wrong and I don't have Spotify on my computer. Um and but that's really funny. I did not know that about Ainsley's lore. Um, the episode where Sam is like shocked that she's like I- he says that like her dress would make a divine delectable delirious. Subscribe to Megan's podcast, everybody. I'm really excited to be on it, and she has some really good episodes. Like all your episodes are great, but I really liked the episode that you talked about, the Damned Donna Reed episode. I ended up going to listen to that after we recorded. Um, yeah, when he's like, Ainsley, you'd make a good dog break its leash, and then everybody had to have a conversation that entire episode about whether or not it's sexist that he said that. And it's like, yes, textbook definition sexual harassment at work. You'd make a good dog break its leash? Jesus Christ. But also like her conversations with Bartlett are funny at that time as well. Okay. It is 10:36 and I have to go to bed soon. Yeah, this was way before we were having those conversations, and he thought he was having progressive statements by being like, some men are allowed to compliment women. And some women actually, because that episode is really some women know how to take a compliment and some women are uptight. And it's because like Ainsley doesn't have a problem with what he said. But I think like, is it Liza Weil? Is it the girl who plays Paris Geller who's like, that's fucking weird of you to say? And Sam then gets really defensive. She's the I don't know if it is her because Liza Weil's the one who rats out Leo. Oh, I just watched that episode too. This is ridiculous. Thousands of men working here and like 150 women. Yeah, and it's the bathrobes that are ridiculous, Sam. Um, yeah. Liza plays the girl who leaks the Leo's files. But I think there's another girl that night who's like annoyed with them. And she's the one who's like, you really shouldn't say that about women. And then Sam has to be like, Ainsley, do you mind that I said that about you? And it's like, oh, fuck yourself, Sam Seaborn. Oh my God, you're the worst. So yeah, I want to like there's a girl in Veep who when Selena becomes president, she's like always kind of like slumping into the room and like handing her papers and being like, there's a hurricane off the coast of blah, like she's just constantly in and out of of the Oval with like bad news. And I find that character like in my head, I'm like, those are the same girl. Um I've never seen My So-Called Life. That's one of my 90s blind spots. They had so many. I mean, they have so many guest stars on The West Wing. It's wild. Everywhere you look, it's another 90s heavy hitter. Right now I'm watching season 3, and so every 2 seconds I'm like, "Oh my God, it's Harry. Harry from Sex and the City. What are you doing here?" Um, and so that's fun too. But okay, I have to go, but this was so fun. Thanks for hanging around, chatting, working, having a good time. I'm sure I'll do more of these. I don't have a hands essay to write anymore, but I'm gonna maybe try to write an essay every week on Substack just to give myself more structure in life. And I'm gonna try to do long form videos. So I'll also maybe record some of those on live. We'll see. That could be fun. And I do want to build the cottage. I do want to build the cottage on The Sims. So gonna try to do that as well. Thanks so much for coming by, hanging out. They're great, and I'm glad we all get to be productive. So self high five. Go team. And yeah, I will talk to everyone probably tomorrow, honestly. And I hope everyone has a great night. Bye.